My name is Andrew. I've been working with Jason for the last 3 months to become my best self and live my dream day every day. It's been an awesome experience. I am a Mohawk College graduate as well as Lakehead University for business. I was a part of the student association at Mohawk College. That's where I met Jason, and we had built a good friendship from there, and that took us to this part of the journey in terms of having Jason as my coach. I played hockey at Mohawk. I played hockey growing up pretty much all my life. I was working in sales pretty much immediately after I graduated with my degree, and then I received an internship at the government, and I'm now working at McMaster University in the accounting field. So got a fairly good job at a pretty good place, but I felt that there was room for improvement in my life, and who I am as a person, and wanted to take part in this experience to set a plan for myself and a direction for myself to experience, um, happiness all the time and fulfillment with the life that I was living or am living. Before working with you, I feel like I didn't really have a lot of direction. I felt kind of up until this point, I did have some. I had some ideas of kind of what I wanted to do short term and see where that took me, but I never really had any kind of direction of what I wanted to do with the rest of my life and how I wanted to live it. So that was really huge to be able to find some of that through this, find that through this process, as well as there was some, you know, some bad habits that I wanted to get rid of and things that were kind of keeping me from being my most productive self in terms of procrastination. Like that was one of the biggest things that I think I wanted to work on too in terms of a bad habit that I could improve upon and kind of get rid of. Big procrastinator, always kind of using um, those kinds of excuses and pushing things off to not achieve the goals I wanted to go after. The things that I did know I wanted to do, I was, pushing them off until they just got so far on the back burner that I forgot about them. So, um, yeah, those are some of the challenges I had. It makes you feel like you're going through the motions, and even though I was in a pretty good place, I'm sure other people would be thankful to be where I was. It wasn't. It just felt like I said, like I was kind of going through the motions, and I didn't really know how to feel. I feel like at times I was bummed because, you know, and I didn't really know why at the time. But then just again through this process of rediscovering the things that do make me happy and the goals that I have, um, and rediscovering them and thinking about them again more often and trying to get to a place where I can achieve them and bringing them back into my life and making them a priority, and taking small steps to get there. That was huge. So, yeah, like I said, just to sum that up, at times I just felt bummed out and like I was going through the motions. Although there was good things happening in my life, uh, I couldn't appreciate them because I didn't know where I wanted to go, and I didn't know where I was going. A lot's changed. A lot's changed. I feel like, and we've talked about this a lot in our coaching, and it's just being intentional with my time. And it starts from the process of discover, like I've mentioned again, rediscovering my goals, discovering my values, the things that motivate me, what's important to me, and having those steer my vision for the future and thinking about your dream day, the day that you want to live. Um, you could live 100 times over and you cannot get sick of it. Just being very intentional of who you want to be and living that life. So it's obviously a process and a journey, but we've been working on being more organized with my time and setting deadlines for myself and scheduling things because those are things that I had trouble with, and things wouldn't get done because I wasn't doing that for myself. My whole life, I had these things set up for me with hockey. Every week, I knew that I was going to be exercising at these times. In school, you have assignments. There's a due date for this and that. And when you go into the real world, that's not always the case. There's not always a deadline for something you have to do at work, or there's not always a deadline for the goals that you want to achieve. Or there's not always a plan, even with exercising, the same thing. So, yeah, a lot has changed, and it is mainly focused around me being someone who is more intentional with my time and using my time to work towards that end goal, that dream day, that overall vision that I have for myself. One of the big things that comes to mind is setting out a vision for myself to start my own nonprofit organization. That was a huge goal for me, and it goes back to my student leadership days where I worked as a part of a nonprofit, and the gratitude and the happiness I felt from giving back to the community is something that I wanted to have every day. So, yeah, one of the things that we've done is taken small steps to work towards that and create a picture and a vision for the future of how I want to get there. So, one of the things I've done, and it seemed like such an obvious step when we talked about it, but something I hadn't done was reached out to Hamilton-based organizations, the community that I want to help, and try to build some contacts. And we had a really great breakthrough when I did meet an amazing person from an amazing organization and had a meeting with them, gave them a call and their contact information, um, had a brief chat, followed up with a email, and they were thrilled to be able to have a conversation with someone who has the same goal as them. So just from a really small action like that, it was really set this whole thing in motion for me because it was so encouraging to be able to think that if I make, so many of these smaller actions where I could be 12 months from now or a few months from now, just in the future in general. So that was a huge step. Other things involve, for me, scheduling more items in my calendar, again, being more intentional with my time, coming up with a plan for your day. That was a huge, huge thing. So one of the tasks that we did together was write down what you're going to do tomorrow from whatever time you wake up to the time you go to bed, and set a bedtime. But that was huge. Set a bedtime for yourself from however many hours you want to sleep to when you want to get up. Set that bedtime and then plan your day. That was huge because now mentally I'm in that space of planning out my day, and I can do that. Yeah, and that part's a work in progress too, but it's been awesome to be able to think that way and actually plan out my day. What am I going to do with my time today? And put in spaces where I can have fun or spend time with my family or go to the gym. Does not have to be all work, but just figuring out how to make the most of your time. Another action that we've taken in this coaching journey is just writing down your values and an affirmation for yourself to look at often, hopefully every day. And that affirmation is that person that I am and that person that I want to be. And reading that and having acknowledged that in your life is a really great way to make that change. And again, it's just about all these small actions that really add up over time. So that was a huge one. Just writing that down, that affirmation of who I want to be, who I am, and putting it in plain sight every day. Nice. It's awesome. It's awesome. Um, Jason and I have a pretty relaxed relationship when it comes to this coaching. Very open with each other, and it all comes from a real place. Jason is a great listener, and he's a great guide to this journey that you take when you're going through this process of coaching. He lets you speak freely from the heart and the gut and the mind, and whatever comes out, he rolls with it and flows with it until you have these amazing realizations that could change your perspective, your life, and the way you think. He's a great coach, and it's been an awesome experience. And like I said, one of the best things, one of the best traits that he has is just ability to really listen and guide you along this journey. It's awesome. That's true, man. I feel like even sometimes, although maybe I want you to tell me what I should do, you're always like, well, I'm gonna push you to and guide you to get there. Just you never just tell me exactly what to do because that's not the point of the coaching process, right? You're very good at kind of pushing you to get there, and it's never uncomfortable. Well, I mean, it can be challenging, but you never push me too far to not want to do this anymore. It's always like, no, man, like it's encouraging. Ah, that's what I should say. It's very encouraging. Nice. I'd say, well, I mean, don't you want to live the ideal life every day? If you could picture a future for yourself where you're happy, your relationships are great, your career goals are on track to where they want to be, why wouldn't you do that? Why would you pass up the opportunity to live your dream day, the best day ever, every day? And it's as much as it's you're investing in Jason as a coach, which he's a great coach, you're investing in yourself. It sounds cheesy to say that you're investing in yourself, but it shouldn't because it's your life and you should be comfortable and willing to live it the way that you want to. So there's nothing wrong with investing in yourself and your future and living your best possible life. It can be challenging at times because this is an experience where you really have to like evaluate yourself as a person and dig deep and be vulnerable. So that can be challenging for some people and well, I'd say it can be challenging for everyone really at times. So, but that's okay. That's how you grow. Challenging yourself like that is how you'll get some amazing results and growth and hopefully some amazing realizations about yourself and your life and your relationships and yeah, the things that you want to do. So the more you challenge yourself, the more you'll get out of the experience for sure. Yeah, do it. Just, yeah, freaking do it.